Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I am grateful for all of you. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for buying my book. Thank you for supporting me through these years and years of trials and tribulations. I really can't thank you enough. And in that spirit, I'm going to talk to you today about some things that sailors don't like talking about. How you're doing it wrong and how these simple fears and mindset changes can elevate your sailing. They can elevate your level. They can make it so much easier for you to cut the lines and leave the dock and sail over to that island that you've always wanted to sail to. Because after 90,000 miles at sea, I've learned something that not a lot of people want to admit. It's not the gear failures. It's not the storms or the weather routing. It's the fears that are in your own head that are holding you back. And some of them aren't even your fault. So pay attention. We're going to go over the 6 top fears that sailors have that are ruining their sailing. Fear number 1, I need to have everything figured out before I go. This is an impossible dream. And this is one of those fears that more than storms, more than money, I see more and more often, and it kills cruising dreams. I watch sailors on the dock spend years getting ready for the perfect boat, the perfect weather window, the perfect electronic. Here's a truth bomb. You will never be 100% ready. Never. I mean, we just had a passage. I just arrived last night, and I wasn't ready when we left. Everything wasn't perfect. I'm going to tell you something. There will always be one more project. That list will never be done. Perfect is the enemy of good, is the enemy of offshore sailing, is the enemy of leaving. If you're waiting for complete certainty, you're going to be waiting at the dock forever. You just need to pick a time and go and say, okay, we're ready as we can be. Preparation is good. You have to be prepared, but you also have to cut the lines and go. Fear number 2, and this is a big one. We only have seconds. I need to act as fast as possible. This one isn't even your fault. You are actually wired to screw this up. And by understanding how your brain works, you'll understand how to mitigate 300,000 years of evolution. Inside every one of your brains is an almond-shaped piece of brilliance called the amygdala. You've probably heard of it, high school biology maybe. This little guy has one job. Scan for danger. If anything feels even slightly threatening, smash the big red button. And that big red button is a metaphor for a dump of adrenaline and stress hormones designed to hijack your prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain that does the thinking and the sequencing and the prioritizing and that makes good decisions. And when the amygdala takes over, it activates another thing you've probably heard of, the fight or flight reflex. The thing is, you're offshore. You can't flee. There's no flight. So your brain's like, we got to fight. We got to fight right now. You're going to, here's some extra adrenaline. I'm going to put everything we have into this problem. Go. Do it now. And so all of your wiring is telling you to speed up and go do it now. And this is important. You need to get away from that. And there's one thing that fighter pilots use to circumvent this, to counteract this. And it's called the physiological sigh. Okay, the physiological sigh is very easy. I'm going to demonstrate it for you now. Basically, I'm going to take one long inhale through my nose, followed by another short inhale. I'm going to hold my breath for a minute, and then I'm going to have a long exhale out my mouth, just like this. I'm going to do it again. You try it yourself. I feel much calmer now. This is not me making this up. Therapists use this. Fighter pilots use this. People that need to calm down in stressful situations, sailors, use this. I wrote about this in my book. This is a real good technique to know. Physiological sigh. Fear number 3 is one of the most common things for sailors to fall into. It's the dependence upon tech. Now, I'm not saying tech is bad. I'm just saying that there becomes a dependency upon it. So if you are a tech-minded person and you get into sailing, you're going to want all those gadgets. You're going to want the new chart plotter and the new wind instrument and the brand new Sora freaking AI-induced sail my boat for me with a button kind of thing. There are a few upgrades where I am totally a proponent of, like a battery backup GPS, so you can find your way if you lose all your batteries on your boat. Or some way to communicate from the life raft. So if your Starlink goes down with your boat, you've got an Iridium Go or a Garmin InReach to actually talk to a plane or talk to the Coast Guard or talk to your mom and make sure you tell her that you're going to be okay. Back in the day, we used to call that a satellite phone. It sounds hilarious now. I mean, the equivalent would be, I've got Starlink on my boat, so I've got a satellite computer. That's funny to think about. Anyway, those are smart choices. And having a good chart plotter and having good AIS and having good tech and wind instruments and all that, that's good gear to have. I'm not knocking the tech. What I am knocking is that there are sailors that I see a lot that are 100% dependent on this gear. Like they cannot sail without that little indicator telling them where the wind is coming from. And when you're offshore and you're tired and you're scared and shit's going wrong, this is the mindset that you do not need. So here's how you solve this. Turn it off. I'm a big proponent on every single passage, especially passages where I have crew that are green that have never been out to sea before. I shut the entire battery system off, especially at night. And then they have to navigate with a star or with the moon. They have to hand steer. They have to wrap some little strings or cassette tape around the shrouds. That way they can see which way the apparent wind is coming from. They have to sail like we used to sail 100 years ago. And that little trick of cassette tape ribbon, that we used to use that all the time back in the day. I know I'm dating myself now, but that stuff works perfectly. If you're ever in the situation where you lose all your power on your boat and you can't even see the Windex at the top of the mast because there's no lights up there, use something light and strong like that, tie it to the shrouds, and there you go. There's your Windex. It's the same thing. It's just not on the top of the mast. It'll give you close enough results for you to sail with. And then, if you're training your crew this way, at 3 o'clock in the morning, when the autopilot kills your batteries accidentally or something kills the batteries, you have a short, and the boat starts flipping around in circles, your crew, one of them is just going to go up to the wheel, grab the wheel, get us back on course, navigate with a star, and be good to go. Instead of full panic mode, you don't know what to do, the crew doesn't know what to do, everybody's freaking out, that amygdala takes over, you're in fight or flight, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just compounding chaos, which we're going to talk about at the end of this video. Fear number 4 is that I need someone to tell me I'm a captain. I need a piece of paper. I need a U.S. Coast Guard license. I need a RWA license. And in the United States of America, you don't have to have those licenses. In your home country, you may have to have some license. I'm not talking about the logistics of sailing here. I'm talking about the mental game. You do not need someone else to tell you that you're a captain. As a matter of fact, you're the captain before you even buy the boat, before you step aboard, before you decide to go sailing. When you think about, okay, you know what would be cool? I'd like to go to that island over there. I want to go to Catalina. I'm going to buy a boat and I'm going to sail to Catalina. That's when you're the captain. And that's the mentality you need, because all the crew are going to be looking to you to make the decision. When stuff goes wrong or when there's too much wind, then they're scared. They're all going to be looking at you. You can see this happen in real time, I'm telling you. And you're going to have me in the back of your head saying, hey, calm down. You got this. You trained for this. Just reef the sails and be calm. Tell everybody to calm down. We've got this. Do the physiological sigh. And chill. And be the captain. And be the man that those people need you to be. Because they don't know what they're doing. You're the guy that knows what he's doing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, you're still the guy that knows what he's doing. You understand? Captaincy is not a piece of paper, people. It's an internalization. When you decide to be the captain, you decide to take the responsibility for the decisions and then own the outcome. That's the whole point of this little chapter. Fear number 5 is that fatigue will not break me. I can power through it. I've got enough coffee. I'm going to drink caffeine until my eyes bleed. And you know what? This is so dangerous. I mean, you can power through one night, but I have a section in my book where I talk about the first 72 hours, how it's like this zombie phase and everybody makes bad decisions and even the captain's kind of messed up until your circadian rhythm gets back into gear. And this is such an overlooked, dangerous thing I mean, fatigue rewires your entire brain. You get emotional, you get paranoid, you get slow, you get reckless, you make bad decisions. A good watch schedule is worth its weight in gold offshore. Sleep is safety gear. Sleep is just as important as that harness you're putting on. And this is my problem. When I go down to sleep, I've always told myself, well, I need to decompress. I need to read a book for a while. As the captain, you are being irresponsible if you don't go right to sleep. You really need to try to go right to sleep. You need to sleep. You need to be the most well-rested of anybody on your boat. I've got free downloadable watch schedules right here. Totally free. Just go and download them, print them out. They're yours to use. Please be safe. And the number 6 last fear is forgetting the law of compounding chaos. Offshore, problems very, very rarely come in ones. It's always compounding. It's never just a ripped sail or a blown fuse or a bad call. It's something happened and that led to this and that led to this, and now my steering's out and my sail's ripped and my boom's broken in half. Motion breaks things. Fatigue makes you stupid. Stupidity feeds fear, and fear feeds panic. And panic feeds the next failure. This is a chain reaction. And I call it the law of compounding chaos. I actually wrote a full magazine article about just this subject for Latitudes and Attitudes. It's, about one situation where it compounded and compounded and compounded, and this $200 piece turned into a broken boom, and it was fleeing all over the place, which is a true story. And if you'd like to read it, go and grab that copy when it drops. It's the February 2026 issue. But the core truth, and what I want to put across today to you for this little section, is that chaos compounds offshore. One thing turns into another, turns into another. Your job is to recognize that chain and stop that avalanche. You don't need to be the hero. You just need to understand what's happening. And if it's happening before your eyes and stuff is breaking, instead of freaking out and saying, oh my God, why is this happening to me? You can actually recognize what's happening and say, okay, cool. This is that law that James was talking about. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to solve the problems one by one. And this is going to be decisive. And I'm going to do my physiological sigh. I'm going to calm down. And this is how I'm going to handle this. Because it's normal. It happens to everybody. So you can probably see there's a common thread going through all of these fears. Basically, you just need to calm down. You need to understand that these are going to happen, and you need to change your mindset about them. And that's exactly why I wrote this. Exactly why. Be the Captain is just this. It's this video in book form in 424 pages. If you want the real playbook, the mindset, the judgment, the leadership, go to bethecaptain.com. And because it's Black Friday, all shipping is free all over the world. I'm taking care of the shipping. So if you've wanted to get this book for a while, now's your chance. So do me a favor, if you're still here with me, drop a comment and tell me a fear that's held you back. And I may make that into a video into the future. And, we can all help each other and lift each other up. Because I guarantee you're not alone. We have all screwed this up. Okay, fair winds. See you next time.